Hello and welcome to another edition of Autocar India's Quick News, your weekly roundup of everything new in the automotive industry. Before we get started, a quick reminder to subscribe to the Autocar India channel and hit that bell icon to be notified of all the new and exciting videos coming out. Mahindra has launched the XUV 7XO at a starting price of Rs 13.66 lakh, applicable for the first 40,000 units. Deliveries are set to begin on Jan 14th, and here is a look at the full price list. This is essentially the facelift of the XUV 700 and it gets a revised front end with sharper styling. The signature C-shaped DRLs are retained, but they are smaller now, and there's a slimmer grille and a new bumper with ice cube-like lighting units. The profile is similar, but the wheels have gone up an inch to 19 inches. And at the rear, it gets tail lamps from the XUV 9S and a more squared off bumper. Moving inside, the dashboard and the steering are borrowed from the XUV 9S and it gets the 3-screen setup, which is standard across the range. In terms of features, there's a 16-speaker Harman Kardon audio system, a panoramic sunroof, ventilated front and rear seats, and a powered Boss mode function. Safety features include 7 airbags, a 540-degree camera, an electronic parking brake with auto hold, and ISOFIX seat anchorages. The Level 2 ADAS suite has also received an update with higher resolution cameras and more processing power. Mahindra claims the 7XO has been engineered for a 5-star Bharat NCAP safety rating, but it is yet to be tested officially. Powertrains have been carried over unchanged. There's the 203 horsepower 2-litre turbo petrol and the 185 horsepower 2.2-litre diesel, both available with either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic, and the diesel auto can still be optioned with all-wheel drive. Mahindra has also launched the XUV 3XO EV to replace the XUV 400. It comes in two variants, the AX5 priced at Rs 13.89 lakh and the AX7L priced at Rs 14.96 lakh. A 7.2 kilowatt AC charger costs an additional Rs 50,000. Deliveries are set to begin on February 23rd. The XUV 3XO EV carries over the powertrain from the XUV 400 but now only gets the bigger 39.4 kWh battery pack. This powers a front electric motor producing 150 horsepower and 310 Nm of peak torque. Mahindra hasn't quoted an ARAI rated range, yet it says that it can do a 285 km range in real-world conditions. The battery can be topped up from 0 to 80% in 50 minutes using a 50 kWh DC charger. Interestingly, the XUV 3XO EV is smaller than the XUV 400, 4 meters long compared to the latter's 4.2 meter length. Visually, it is identical to the ICE-powered 3XO, specifically the RevX variants. It gets the same body-colored grille, slightly different bumpers and copper detailing all around. It's a similar story on the inside, with copper highlights on the center console and around the AC vents. The feature list is also identical, including two 10.25-inch screens for infotainment and instrumentation, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, dual-zone climate control, wireless charger, 6 airbags, ESP and cruise control. The top trim also gets a panoramic sunroof, a 7-speaker Harman Kardon audio system, 17-inch alloy wheels and an ADAS suite. Tata Motors has finally announced prices for the petrol-powered Harrier and Safari, which until now were only available with the diesel. Starting with the Harrier, the prices range between Rs 12.89 lakh to Rs 24.69 lakh. Here is a look at the detailed price list. Meanwhile, the Safari petrol price ranges from Rs 13.29 lakh to Rs 25.20 lakh, and this is a look at the full price list. The Harrier and the Safari are now powered by the same 1.5-litre direct injection turbo petrol engine from the Sierra, but here it is tuned for more power. 170 horsepower and 280 Nm of torque to be precise, 10 horsepower and 25 Nm more than the Sierra. Power is sent to the front wheels and the engine can be mated to a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. Apart from a new nitro crimson color on the Harrier, on the outside both these SUVs look identical to their diesel counterparts. Washers for both front and rear cameras have been added, along with a memory function for the outside rear view mirrors, which now tilt down automatically when reverse gear is engaged. Inside, the petrol Harrier gets the lighter color scheme from the Safari on the new Fearless Ultra trim. Meanwhile, the Safari now gets an accomplished Ultra trim. Interior layouts are the same, but there are a few feature additions from the Harrier EV. This includes a 14.53-inch QLED touchscreen with Dolby Atmos and a digital IRVM with a built-in dashcam. Other features include wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, ventilated front seats and a panoramic sunroof. Tata Motors has also revealed the Punch facelift ahead of its launch on Jan 13th. This is the most comprehensive update it has received since it was introduced in 2021. The new Punch takes styling cues from the Punch EV using its LED headlamps, but gets unique touches like a blacked out finish to the front bumper. The DRL signature is also different, with a contrasting black band in between. In profile, there's a new design for the alloy wheels, but at the rear, there's a new connected taillight arrangement and a reworked bumper lower down. The dashboard is also borrowed from the Punch EV, and therefore it gains a new 7-inch digital instrument cluster and an updated 10.25-inch touchscreen infotainment system. Also new are the 2-spoke steering wheel and the touch-based climate control panel, along with new trim and upholstery materials. Tata has also simplified the Punch lineup to 6 variants down from the earlier 10. It starts with the base smart trim that gets 6 airbags, ESC and a TPMS as standard, and goes up to the accomplished Plus S that gets a voice-assisted sunroof, LED fog lamps with a cornering function, a wireless phone charger, an auto-dimming IRVM and a connected car suite. The updated Punch will get a new engine option, the 1.2-litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol unit seen on the Nexon, although the exact specs and the gearbox options are yet to be confirmed. The existing 88 horsepower naturally aspirated petrol with its 5-speed manual and AMT, and the 73 horsepower CNG with the 5-speed manual are expected to continue as is. Moving on to two-wheeler news, KTM has launched the fully faired version of the 160 Duke called the RC160 at Rs 1.85 lakh. The RC160 shares its 164.2cc liquid-cooled engine with the 160 Duke, producing 19 horsepower and 15.5 Nm, paired with a 6-speed gearbox with a slipper clutch. KTM says the bike has a top speed of 118 kph. Suspension duties are handled by a 37mm USD fork and a monoshock. It shares its 110 section front and 140 section rear tires with the 160 Duke, and braking hardware is carried over as well. It features dual channel ABS with Supermoto mode. The RC160 gets all LED lighting and an LCD instrument cluster. The 160 Duke recently got a TFT screen, but that has yet to be announced for the RC. Curb weight hasn't been announced either, but with its bodywork, it should weigh more than the Duke's 147 kg. At Rs 1.85 lakh, the RC160 is Rs 15,000 more expensive than the 160 Duke. Suzuki has opened bookings for its first electric scooter, the Suzuki E-Access, and prices start at Rs 1.88 lakh. The E-Access is built around Suzuki's in-house electric architecture and uses a 3 kWh lithium iron phosphate battery, which the company claims offers a significantly longer service life than conventional NMC batteries. It has a claimed IDC range of 95 km. Power comes from a 4.1 kW swing arm mounted motor producing 15 Nm of torque. The scooter features 3 riding modes: Eco, Ride A and Ride B, along with regen braking and a reverse assist function. The company is offering a 7-year 80,000 km extended warranty at no extra cost and buyback assurance of 60% for 3 years as part of its introductory push. And that's a wrap for Quick News this week. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you again next week.